Greetings, opera lovers. Live from Pittsburgh, it's Rona. What a great time of the year this is for me, as I'm able to get to see so many live-streamed operas from Europe. And if you're not able to watch the opera live-streamed, very often Medici TV or another group will repeat it later. And so I was not able to catch the actual live stream, but I was able to watch it completely today. The same thing that everybody saw yesterday. Earlier in this season, I tried watching Don Giovanni, and I had to kind of watch it in bits and pieces, and I never made it to the end. Did the statue come or not? I don't know, but the singing was terrific, and I enjoyed it very much. But getting back to today, it was Il Trovatore from Salzburg, with an all-star cast and just a very anticipated production for many reasons. Sitting in the pit was the conductor Daniele Gatti, and I've been present when he's conducted before and have enjoyed the operas that I've seen him do. This was not one of them. I thought the conducting was really the culprit of making this opera not great. There was no crispness. I like to hear the orchestra and the chorus really together. And I also like to hear that the opera has an arc. They're my favorite moments. I want the conductor to love those moments. They're not just my favorite moments. I know everybody loves them. For instance, the biggest disappointment is where the Trovatore comes out and sings his aria Di quella pira, and then is joined by the men's chorus. It's something that builds and builds, and today it just like fizzled. There are many other very famous moments from the opera. Almost all of them were just, I don't know, maybe it was me. Maybe I just wasn't in the right mood to receive what was coming. The only person who didn't disappoint me was Miss Netrebko, but we will get to that later. Most reviews start with the production and the scenery. So here it is. It takes place in a museum, and in the background are all these large paintings. Since this takes place in Spain in the 1500s, you're not going to find any Manets or Picassos. They're all sort of iconic old portraits or Annunciation scenes, and they're all large, and they all hang behind a red wall. In the beginning of the opera, Miss Netrebko playing Leonora, and I have to look, Diana or Diana Haller playing Ines, are either guards or tour guides dressed in ordinary daily garb. Miss Netrebko has glasses, kind of to make her look plain, like you could really make her look plain. And then as the opera goes along, the characters disappear and reemerge dressed in the garb of the day of the opera. And I thought this was terrific. And I was expecting that those pictures would go away and we'd have a scene of a castle or rooms in a castle. But alas, that was not to be. We just got those same paintings. And what did the paintings do? Well, they moved. They were sort of on some kind of rods that went back and forth. They crossed each other. They did all those things. Just, I didn't, after a while, I was just like, okay, we've seen that, done that. Let's go move on. But we didn't. So the production was just, at least it wasn't hideous as last year's Trovatore, with that Jonas Kaufmann and Anna Harteros sang in, which was just beyond hideous. In fact, it was nightmarish. This was just bland. And that was, it's okay that the production was bland. Had there been better conducting and better singing from everybody except Mr. Netrebko, who was perfect. Actually, the tenor was very good. His name is Francesco Meli. I think this is the first time I've heard him, although I've seen his name around. He's a very good singer. He has a wonderful Italian sound. And although, as most of you know, I'm a huge Jonas Kaufmann fan, I actually prefer the sound of this kind of voice in this type of opera to the voice of Mr. Kaufman. However, these are apples and oranges. He was very good. Mr. Mele was very, very good, and he looked nice on stage too. Rounding out the cast was Placido Domingo playing the Count di Luna. You know, we never go over the story of Trovatore because it's just not, it's just incomprehensible about the brothers separated and whose mother killed which baby. But he's now also a love interest of Leonora. It was hard to believe. I have heard Mr. Domingo live since 1972. He was already an established star, and he was young. He's very good. I heard him in probably one of his later tenor leading roles in The Queen of Spades. He was also very good in that. After that, I've begun hearing him as a baritone. I really don't care for him as a baritone. But maybe if I didn't know he was a tenor first, maybe I think he was okay as a baritone, although I doubt it. But today, for the first time, I heard this really tremendous wobble come into his voice, and I felt sorry for him. I think his trying to make this career as a baritone is not going to work out, although it's worked out so far, and maybe he'll continue on for another 5, 10, or 20 years singing this way. It seems like the audience loves him. Singing the role of Azucena was I believe she's a Canadian mezzo. Her name is Marie Nicole Lemieux. I did not know of her at all, so I looked her up, and apparently she's a fairly new artist on the scene. She sings very, very well. She is a true dramatic mezzo. When she first started out, I didn't care for it too much because it sounded a little like the vibrato was too wide. But either I got used to it or she toned it down. A lot of singers need a few moments to warm up. In the ensembles, she was fantastic. Rounding out the cast, playing Ines, was a woman named Diana Haller. She was very good. And so was the person who played Ferrando, Riccardo Zanellato. Now we get to Miss Netrebko. Over the years, we've watched her grow from a young ingenue playing all those delicious parts in the bel canto operas. She was sometimes criticized for her technique. Of course, when you're at the top, you're criticized for everything. And then she took on a little bit heavier repertoire when she did things like Anna Bolena. And again, some people loved it and others criticized her greatly. And now she is taking on Verdi. I'd already heard her do the Miserere scene in a concert, and she was just fabulous in it. I also have recently heard her sing clips from Macbeth, playing Lady Macbeth. I think that one is really the biggest challenge to her. This Leonora did not really challenge her the way she spoke about in the interview before the opera, that it was going to be so hard for her. She did great. The top of her voice has grown in size. And then the transitions going down, she still has that dark color, which I enjoy very much. And when she goes down very low, she's extremely gentle and careful about not going into that hollow chest voice, but just bringing enough of it down so she can ride over the orchestra. So overall, hey, I didn't pay anything for this ticket, and it's one of my favorite operas. It's got such good tunes. So it was a wonderful day for me to watch the opera. At this season, I'm looking forward to something else. I have no idea what comes next. I unfortunately missed the Traviata from Glyndebourne. It might still be online. I'll try to catch it. I don't know what comes next, but there'll be something wonderful, I'm sure. And since we are already in the middle of August, as most of you know, the Met season is supposed to start in September. Let's all keep our fingers crossed, and if we believe in prayer, pray for that the opera season starts. It would be a very bad thing for opera in general if there were to be some kind of cessation of the season, either part of it or all of it. So I just really hope that doesn't happen. In the meantime, I'm enjoying the most glorious weather here in Pittsburgh. Every day starts out in the 50s, and I have a new member of my family. I'm going to very gently bring her up for all of you to see. This is Ilona. She adopted us. She's not really part of our family yet because our dog doesn't like her. So we have to wait for the two of them to learn to get along. Okay, wasn't that important about the opera? I know you were really interested in that. Okay, bye everybody.